Jason Momoa's Dante Heyes looks like one of Fast and Furious's most exciting villains, and he could finally end a long-running villain problem. The Fast and Furious franchise has a growing problem when it comes to its villains, but Jason Momoa's Dante Heyes in Fast X could finally put an end to the annoying trend. The new series villain is the son of Hernan Reyes, Joaquim de Almeida, who was the millionaire drug lord villain in Fast 5 and was killed by Luke Hobbs, Dwayne Johnson. Dante is way more theatrical than his father, but is also out for some serious revenge, as he wants to avenge his father's death by going after Dom, Vin Diesel, and his crew. Momoa said of the character, "He's very sadistic and androgynous, and he's a bit of a peacock. He's got a lot of issues, this guy. He's definitely got some daddy issues." The 10th movie in the franchise will be expanding the universe even more with so many new Fast and Furious characters, and based on the trailer, and what Momoa has said about the character, Dante Heyes is the most interesting. However, as exciting as the character sounds, he could follow suit and fall into the traps that previous villains have, but he could just as easily break the trend. The first few Fast and Furious movies that heavily featured street racing had proper villains who haven't returned, such as Johnny Tran, Rick Yoon, Carter Verone, Cole Hauser, and Takashi Kamada, Brian T. However, ever since Fast 5, there has been something of a trend where villains have been redeemed and joined Dom and his team. Despite some of them being violent and sinister murderers, they always get forgiven and recruited. Cipher, Charlize Theron, is the only exception, as she has seemingly become the series' overarching villain, leaving there no fully viable way of Cipher being redeemed at this point. Deckard Shaw, Jason Statham, was a villain but became a hero in Hobbs and Shaw, and it looks like he'll have a redemption arc in Fast X despite killing Han and trying to murder Dom's whole team. While he wasn't an outright villain, Hobbs was the antagonist of Fast 5, as he was hired to track down Dom's crew and stop them at all costs, but he ended up becoming part of the crew. And Jacob, Dom's long-lost brother, was a villain in F9, but he ended up helping Dom at the very end. Every villain played by a major movie star joins Dom's team, and it's becoming predictable and a major problem.